Well, we had all the making of a strong session at our hand this morning because when we walked into trade, you had a very strong handover from the US equity markets, much unlike what their price action was on Friday night when we were still amidst the long weekend. Not just the strong handover, but even back home, the macroeconomic data points were all indicating that all things are well. You had the CPI inflation cool off quite a bit in the month of August, and that was indicating that it's going to continue to be an accommodative stance by the central bank, and that should really ease the pain or that lingering concern on when is it that you're going to see a reversal in the rate cycle, if at all. So that said, yes, the banks, NBFCs and HFCs, they were all in focus because a low interest rate regime obviously augurs well for them. But having said that, you didn't see any fireworks once again. For a 7th consecutive trading session, the Nifty is at best just consolidated, and I'll talk about the sectoral performances in just a bit. But, pick up any stock or sector for that matter that was really tempered. Media, of course, was an outlier, and I'll come to that in just a bit. But for the Nifty, after just making a brief attempt at clawing back at that 17,400 level, we finally closed at a print just mildly in the green by about 27 points. 17,387 is where we shut shop in today's trading session. Once again, it was a better day when it came to the broader end of the market. That's where the maximum gains were, and they clearly were the ones which were overtaking or outperforming the benchmark indexes. About 103 F&O stocks went home as the winners, as opposed to 69 to the declines. Now, sectorally, it was really all about media today. Why was media holding up? It was standalone Z, which lifted the entire sector up. A 40% surge is what you've seen on Z on the futures today after Invesco and OFI have called for an EGM and ahead of the AGM post-market hours today, seeking a removal of Punit Goenka as the MD. That really saw a big relief rally even ahead of the AGM on the particular stock price, and that goes home as a stupendous winner today. 262 rupees per share is how Z shut shop for the day. Not just that, there were other movers like an IRCTC, which has been a big mover ever since its listing for that matter, or in the last fortnight or so. And today as well, it's really been going from strength to strength, about an 8.5% traction coming in there too. Telecom was the other story, which was also in the limelight today. Idea held out by about 10% on the futures. Bharti is just shy of making it to that 700 rupee per share mark. So that as well has been auguring well. And yes, private banks as well did their bit. So an Innocent Bank held out by about 4.5%. You had HCL Technologies, which closed in at a fresh high, about a 2.5% traction there. Hero Motorcorp, Tata Motors, Adani Ports, Bajaj Auto, L&T were some of the other supporters on the Nifty today. On the flip side though, you saw HDFC Bank be a little bit tempered. Nestle, Ultratech Cement, Tata Steel and BPCL as well were some of the other laggards. The other big newsmaker was the entire aluminum sector. And metal stocks clearly were in focus. Aluminum, remember, has hit that $3,000 rupee share mark. And this has happened for the first time ever that aluminum has made it to that $3,000 mark. And that kept the entire metal space in focus. Having said that, you've already seen quite a bit of rally play out in Hindalco, Nalco just yesterday. So some of these stocks actually saw profit taking in today's trading session. Allcargo, they've dropped their plan to delist. Gujarat Gas, they had a downgrade this morning from Credit Suisse to neutral from the earlier Outperform. And then there was Glenmark Life as well, wherein Bank of America Securities has initiated a coverage with a neutral and a target of about 730 rupees per share. So these were a couple of stocks which were in focus. But all in all, most experts that we've been chatting with seem to be indicating that the market is going to consolidate for some more time to come. Although many retail participants have been waiting for that impending correction, seems like that's going to elude us for some more time to come.